Hello, friends. Ever consider we may be in a state of malnutrition? The lack of wholesome meals are major contributing factors towards disease and behaviors, just like oil and gas to a working vehicle. Not to mention lifestyle are very real considerations. After 20 plus years of listening, surveying, observations, and hosting retreats, I interacted with many patients and their families. I myself was a patient overcame 3 major health challenges. My experience and insights will help to equip you, my audience, to unpack and eliminate guessworks before you visit your doctors. Welcome to my show, Optimize Wellness and Maximize Life by way of 1 degree change. Well, hello. I'm so excited to be back. This is episode 4, and I want to share something, another little step. Remember, 1 degree change? Sometimes we have to adjust our mindsets. So what is this 1 degree change on this particular episode? We're still talking about the difference between naturopathic medicine and allopathic medicine. Mind you, allopathic is the Western traditional medicine. Naturopathic is about holistic. It tried to understand the beginning cause of a disease process. It's not complicated, but it has been made very complicated by the traditional Western medicine that way back, probably about 50, 60 years ago, when Western medicine decided to use chemical to put onto a prescription drug, medication, and from there, we have begun to see the decline of medical care, health care, I call wellness care. Why is that important? One is taking care of symptoms that just show up, and sometimes synthetic chemical can suppress the symptom and delayed. That does not mean healing. A symptom is not always gone, but people interpret it as now I'm fine and I can do and play whatever, eat whatever. That is really not where a holistic medicine or naturopathic medicine is all about. So what are the difference? The difference is holistic or preventive nature is about before a symptom even take place. Then naturopathic medicine is to attempt to reverse, restore from a state of disease. You kind of have to wrap your head around this concept because it's been overtaken. And also, naturopaths or holistic doctor, they will do everything they can to slow things down. Also, in between time, they will introduce nutrition, food, or a discovery of what causes the disease. And then also attentiveness to your everyday intake. Is it nutritional in nature that help your organs and glands to function optimally? And then also it deals with toxic system. What do I mean by toxic system? You just go out on the highway, you will see these towers. I'm talking about 5Gs. During the pandemic or the last few years, things have been quiet. Nobody knows what's really going on. But nowadays, when you go on the highway or even local traffic, you see a lot of cameras,
You see a lot of blinking lights. You see towers, and that it just started to pop up. How does that affect our wellness? How does that affect our health? I want to assure you it does, because it emit a source of power that actually disrupt our polarity, because we can be very electronic. When I say polarity, I mean north and south. And we are built by design. And when our design is being disrupted, that's when things started to go haywire. And what was the haywiring I have experienced? Let me show a real quick uh, commercial about my book. And I'm actually teaching and sharing from the history of all I've learned from a disease state, reversing it back to a healthy state. And medical science cannot explain it. So let's just take a second to watch this, uh, really a quality testimony that is keeping me alive.
Hi, Dr. Mary Axness here. At age 72, I finally retired. And guess what? I wrote a book. It's called Optimize Wellness and Maximize Life. And you know what? God healed me from 3 major medical challenges. One of them was a serious brain concussion injury over 10 years ago. And the doctor said there's nothing they can do other than just sit on the porch and rock. That didn't sit well with me at all. So I do what I knew best to do, eat myself back to health, plus co-labor with God, and did a lot of study and understand how to feed the brain well and recover. Now I can say, order this book. I'm going to have classes over this too. And come along and grow young with me. Retirement is just a new chapter.
Well, I'm back. What do you think of that? And I want to make sure you have a QR code on here so that you can go ahead and get the book. There's a lot of treasure in this book. I call it a manual. In fact, it's step by step explaining naturopathic medicine, how it's different, and then how you feed yourself. And back then, I did a lot of what I call cleansing eating. And I also call it uh, enzyme feeding. These may not be common words, but what you eat, how you eat, when you eat, and working it with your own digestive system, which is the word microbiome, actually helps you to dissipate disease, understand what are toxic materials that has stored up in your system. Now, let's delve in it a little bit more. Now, a lot of us, we hear all these words, but what does that mean? How do you apply? This is where 1 degree comes in. Stay tuned. Back again. Hey, how many people understand vitamin and mineral? Those are things that are in our food source. But I can 100% assure you our ground are very much contaminated, and also the way farmers plant food. For instance, I had talked about a sub-acid food that is of the highest quality that every day we should consume it. What was that? An apple a day. It used to be, does keep the doctor away. However, because of the deficiency even in the soil, and farmers are not practicing uh, good farming habit. What I say that is because they don't rotate every so many years to plant the seed, replenish the soil, check the pH. Guess what? Today, I don't have the most current update of the mineral and vitamin that's in the soil. You are welcome to go and check out a video called Soil. Uh, it, it, it will explain to you the richness of the soil, the composition of the soil is designed to help chlorophyll in the plants in such a way that when you do eat the food, the farmer's cell, actually a lot of the Americans, they have everything packaged so well, completely washed by chemicals. We're not eating the food the way it's designed to provide us nutrients. Therefore, it is important to supplement. So, beginning supplementation is to understand a little bit, just one little step. You don't have to be a food science or a soil biologist, but we can glean from a little bit of what they're trying to tell us these days. On top of all the toxicity I had talked about, it does need to come out of your body. We call that detox. When I talk about detox, which is in the coming episodes, please pay attention and how it affects behavior. In our prison, I'll give you a little heads up. In our prison, we are inundated with behavioral issues. Food has a lot to do with it. Mineral supplement, rest, um, uh, environment, family, relationships, those are all coming. So I want you all to know this is just 1 degree change. And once you get this and get this here, you'll be able to apply. And in no time, maybe a couple months, you'll be ready to come on my class. And so now I want to talk about one specific supplement. Everybody's talking about it. But again, very little known knowledge, no less application. And it's called the B complex. Why is it called complex? It's because there's a whole family of at least 9 vitamin B. Why? Because certain vitamin B is compounded with, for instance, vitamin B manganese is to help with muscles and bones. But then folate B12 is to help with the brain. And remember, I had a brain concussion. For me to restore the brain without having them open it up surgically, look for something, the circuitry in the brain is so complex. Vitamin B and B12 is probably one of the most important B complex we could take. You have heard about people injecting intravenously B12 with slow drip. I've received that and I sleep better. Sleep is your best restoration. And again, we'll talk more about it. But right now, let's get back to B. There are certain factors about B, and I'll just read it. There is vitamin B, there's vitamin G that is within the family, and the primary function of the vitamin B is to convert carbohydrate into consumable glucose. It will improve fat, protein, and turn protein into amino acid. You see, this is not a simple matter. And why and where do you get vitamin B? Well, vitamin B, remember a whole spectrum of B family? It helps bones, it helps your artery, helps your brain, helps your gut. It helps you absorb and convert everything the body needs to function in a different level. Now, I have interchangeably talked a little bit about disruption of the body. And now we're talking about specifically B. Where do you get all your B? And if you eat a lot of these food, such as it's called riboflavonoid and niacinamide, and it helps the it's called the DNA and the RNA in your cell production. Every day we have new cells. Remember, my tagline is cellular wellness for longevity. You can have a long life, but you don't have a quality of long life that I want to make sure we all have. Now, without going into all the technical terms, I want to explain what kind of food that help you sustain a quality of B12, like greens, fresh produce, cabbage, peas, beets, and also any kind of chlorophylled vegetables. We call it cruciferous, like cauliflower, so and carrots, the beta carotene. That all contribute to bees. But we're talking about maybe 15 carrots, maybe a big whole head of cauliflower. Who can eat that much? And especially people nowadays eat a lot of they call plant-based diet. Those are good. Those are very vital. I would say 75% plant-based, but we still need protein. We don't want protein to be so oversaturated that it does not convert into amino acid to build muscle. People say, I want to lose fat, I want to lose weight. You don't want to lose muscle either. So the take home message is you need your B's. Next time, we're going to talk about how it affects behavior. Thank you for watching. Let's do our meditation. The most important thing to me is able to receive, whether it's information, whether it's supplement, whether it's taking an herb and doing exercise. When the body do not assimilate, it just does not go into the cell. And so I want to help everybody to become a what I call a vessel of receiving. When I receive, I'm grateful. The most important thing is being grateful. Let me tell you a secret. Before I go to bed, I always count, wow, I'm whole. I'm able to sleep. I'm able to use the restroom. I'm able to digest. So let's close our eyes. Thank you, God, for helping me. Made it this 24 hours with peace, with joy, and able to eat and assimilate. Thank you, God. Being grateful is so important. And thank you for watching. I will see you the next episode. We'll talk more about how supplement, how vitamin and mineral can avert and distract, actually helps behavior. And that's another whole story by itself. Thank you for watching and happy Thanksgiving.